Every week and all week in winter, on radio, television and in newspapers, we get stories about the men and boys in the WAFL. There are very few column inches written about the other sex. But of course, women don't play the main game. But their presence elsewhere in the league is vital, whether it's behind the bar, cutting sandwiches, massaging, umpiring, or sitting on club boards. So on this day before Mother's Day, we thought it would be nice to give a voice to the women of the league. I am, of course, in Tigerland. Let's leave the Sherrins with the lads and meet 4 feisty female tigers. Shirley Reynolds, barmaid and confidant. Not one, but 2 Claremont Club directors, Valerie Haskins and Kay Maskill, successful businesswomen both. And Merle Manier, the doyenne of volunteer caterers. Listen and quail.
We cater for usually around 100, 120 for a luncheon. We cater for the 1,000 or 2,000 people that come to the stalls that buy their food here. We do all the food for the players after the game. We make them pasta as soon as they finish the game.
The volunteers in the Claremont kitchen have an average age of 70 plus. They see themselves as Claremont family. And as families do, they first came to help at a time of need.
I think when we took it on, the club was in a financial problem. There's not a lot of money in WAFL, and they needed to save money. Not only do we make money, which I think since I've started we've made about $500,000, which is for the club in cash donations, but we save the money. If you get a caterer in to cater for a meal, it costs a lot of money, whereas the club pays us for what it costs us. So that's saving. We're making the money through the stalls and that, but we save them a lot of money.
Hello. Well, I was carrying it and she took it off me. Now they're all going to have to let the steamer because it's just come off the rotisserie.
And how long have you been doing this?
25 years.
Why?
A long time. The love of the place and the friends we've made, it's like a second home here. We spend many days a week here and we have made wonderful friends, and we just love the game of football, and we just kept going. Every year we say this is the last year, but we're still here 25 years later. Sometimes we feel overworked and you get you think, why am I doing this?
So will you do another 25 years?
No, no. I have a birthday this year with a 0 on the end. And I
it happens to everybody.
Yes, and I think that gives me a good excuse to think about a bit of retirement.
5 years shy of Merle's quarter century is still a long time in anyone's life. For Shirley Reynolds, her 20 years behind the bar is much more than work.
It's a family. It's a huge rapport. You get to know the guys over the years, you know, from Colts through to reserves through to league, over the generations, and they sort of look at me, well, you know, more of a mother figure, so to speak, because I've been there for them all the time. They come and talk to me, they know me, and it's great to be able to expand that experience to the barmaids and the people working in the bar as well.
How personal can they be when they talk to you?
Some of them can be very personal. Yeah.
What kind of things are they telling you?
But they're younger boys now, you know, so they sort of have heard, you know, from their dads or whatever, oh, you know, Shirley was here, you know, when I was playing footy, sort of thing. So they sort of, you know, think it's the younger people I'm talking about, the younger boys. But, no, just general things. They like to know a bit of history, or, you know, they've heard something, was that true? Or they're not personal with any of myself or any of the girls.
No love matters.
Personal space.
They don't bring love matters to you to solve?
Oh, a few of them do. A few of them do. But just really, I think, for advice, because they're talking to someone who's not part of their family, but part of their family, if you know what I mean.
Which brings us to our last 2 ladies, and uniquely for the WAFL, both board members.
I don't think they should have women on boards just for the simple fact of actually getting your quota up. They should be elected or seconded based on what they can actually, the skill set that they can provide to the board.
Valerie Haskins is a supporter of 30 years and a sponsor for 10. Her aim on the board was to make a difference. Well, has she?
As we keep saying on our membership committee that I'm on with Kay, we make these baby steps and we are making a difference.
How? What have you done?
I think from my perspective, running my own business, that I think as a club we need to start looking at our members as customers and providing them with services and value for membership. The same with our sponsors. So we've started looking at things that we can actually give our members.
That's really getting very 21st century, isn't it? It's sort of moving away from the families on the backs, it seems to me, a little bit.
Yeah.
Are you going to get more professional? Is that what it is?
I just think it's more finding out from the members what they want from the football club. The team are performing beautifully on the field, so that's giving the members exactly what they need. But from a director's point of view, there's functions that we have, fundraising that we do. Are there other things that the members want us to do? And I'm more from that perspective. I don't analyse the games. I enjoy the football because it's a great brand of football.
There it is! Swans have ended a 20-year drought, knocking off the minor premier by one solitary point.
Some days, even in a bumper season like 2010, that great brand of football will have the Tigers wondering what happened. Kay Maskiell can analyse the grand final with the best of them, and Kay is never shy with her opinion.
One of the things that I've noticed in the actual game, last year against Swan District, we lost the grand final because we didn't put anyone on cracker, and everyone was well, not everyone, but quite a few of the people were. The guys were saying, why haven't we got anyone on cracker? And
why was nobody on cracker?
Well, in the aftermath of it, this is not being recorded.
Of course it's being recorded.
Shit.
This is not for publication.
In the aftermath?
This will be cut.
In the aftermath?
The coach said that we'd played 4 matches already against Swan Districts and we hadn't been hurt on the scoreboard by cracker. So the deal was that we would keep our fast-running game going and we wouldn't really tag cracker. We wouldn't waste a person to tag cracker. Unfortunately, he did the damage on us and we lost by a point.
Cracker gathers, shoots, and Swans have won the grand final.
Well, we had a rethink of the grand final. Like, the coach came into the board meeting and we discussed, OK, let's have an analysis of why we went wrong.
Do they listen to you? As a woman, do they listen to you?
I make sure they do.
Yeah.
That's
well, did they listen to you?
No, not at all.
What did you tell them?
I listened a lot because I thought that I've got a lot of confidence in Simon. I think he's fantastic. I think his game plan was terrific, and that is risky. It was risky. It was fast moving, and it had worked all season. So when he gave us a rundown of why it didn't work on grand final day, I think probably I listened really well, but I didn't have a lot of comment to make. You can hardly beat someone over the head when they're down.
At Tigerland, there are changes coming. The old club will make way for a new development. Merle's ladies may yield to commercial caterers, and club members may well be called customers. It's progress. Now, it may be a bit folksy, but if one message comes through from the 4 Claremont ladies, it's that the club is family. And as the Tigers embrace the professionalism demanded by the century, it's a message worth remembering.